Shall we? So now the question comes like, what about spending? Suppose there is a company which is actually US origin, but has incorporated in Indian Companies Act also. Decides that I want to bring this cash to my hometown, which is definitely not India. So it is allowed or not. So here the question comes that can company spend the CSR contribution to any place the way it wants? So answer to this question is no, it is not allowed. No, it is not allowed. Not only you have to utilize these funds in India, all right. So if you read this, it goes like this: that funds shall be utilized where in India. Not only in India, but the places not the way you want, but the places where company is maintaining its operations. Okay, in India, where
What is the company when the CSR contribution will be based?
the way it wants, the way it wants. Funds shall be utilized in India where the company has operations. The company has operations. Look, I'm not talking about head office. I'm not talking about registered office. But I'm talking about the places where company has some operation. For example, I have five different branches and five different factories. One is in Chennai, Bangalore, Udupi, and Visakhapatnam. So I have to utilize these funds for these five areas first. It is my primary duty to make them strengthen first. Got the point? So if I want to plan the schools, think about these five places. If I want to go for the hospitals, think about this. I cannot spend anywhere else. So there is no chance that you can keep it outside India. Not in fact in India also, you have to focus first what? The area of operations where you're operating. That's the answer. That is the answer. Now another question comes like, what are the activities not considered as CSR? Not considered as CSR. So that's the another things. So let me tell you, Bacha, any kind of political contribution, any kinds of political contribution is not considered as the activity of the CSR. So today we know that BJP is doing well, and you want to spend, let's say, 2 crore rupees to BJP as a donation, and thinking that the spending this 2 crores to BJP is equivalent to the compliance of section 135, because ultimately this 2 crores is going to be utilized for the public welfare. Law says no. Why? If you want to go for the political contribution, you have to follow section 180 and then you go. But that is not this 2%. It is something other than this. Clear? Second, any expenses for employee welfare is not considered as CSR activity. What do you mean by expenses for the employees' welfare? I have constructed homes and buildings, residential purpose for my employees only. So tell me guys, it is a CSR or it is I'm doing for the company's profits? Because if my employees are happy, they are getting the homes like facility, they will not leave me alone. And if they are not leaving me, ultimately, yeah. So guys, anything what you're solely making for the employees, yeah, if I'm making one general school in which my employees' children wants to go, then it is CSR. But specifically, I cannot construct anything where only employees can get the benefits and outsiders are not allowed. Make sense or not? Students, does it make sense or not? Yeah. And already spent charity amount cannot be considered as CSR. What does it mean? Before this act got introduced, let's say I spent 2 crore rupees to school construction. Once it is introduced, so I need to go for again, or I can take the credit of the 2 crores what I have already spent. I cannot take the credit. I have to go with again new process. Am I clear? Am I clear? So these are the few disqualifications not be considered as CSR. Now there is a question what I want to ask. Please try to understand. Suppose there is a company has sponsored kabaddi. Kabaddi, you understand, right? Kabaddi. So what company has done this? There are some players whose training and sponsorship will get done in other country named Belgium, and training requires lot of amounts to spend. I think you know that, right? बहुत पैसा चाहिए. So they went to Belgium, they went to Hong Kong, they went to Canada, Sydney, and over there this company spent somewhere around 5.5 crores as sponsorship to promote the sport. My question to you is like this: 5.5 crores what you spend over there, is it the part of CSR activity or not? Like that, can you take it as the part of CSR? Can you adjust against those 2%? So okay, basically देखो क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, स्पॉन्सर की है, और उससे भी बड़ी बात आप समझो कि दिस मनी हैज बीन पेड आउटसाइड इंडिया, and anything what you incur outside India is not qualified to be considered as CSR. Yes or no? And that's why it should be disqualified. But this was the provision till 2021. In 2021 they came up with what? Amendment. Let me tell you one thing. At the end of the day, if you are promoting these players, they are getting the training, they are getting the good food, they are getting good facilities over there. Ultimately, you are playing the national sports. You are promoting what? National sports, and promoting national sports at global level. It's nothing but one kind of corporate social responsibility. Guys, I'm asking you simple. हमारे प्लेयर को इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड की ट्रेनिंग मिल रही है तो क्या मतलब हुआ उसका? So what they have done is in 2021 they came up with this amendment. Just look. That point is saying that any activity undertaken by the company outside India is not allowed to be considered as CSR, but there is an exception. If you are providing training to Indian sports personnel representing any state or union territory stands for central government at national level, or India at international level, then whatever money you are spending to sponsor him, if he's playing at the national level or he's playing at the central level, then whatever money you spend outside India is the part of CSR, students. Whatever your food, training cost, hotel cost, restaurant cost, whatever you're spending, part of CSR. Make sense or not? स्पर्श. ठीक है, अब एक और बात समझ लो, ये काफी गजब पॉइंट है. Let's go in this way. Suppose there is a company which is a pharmaceutical company, and this company is spending, let's say, 5 crore rupees behind the research. What they are researching and what they are trying to find, they are trying to find, let's say, the cure for blood cancer. You tell me, guys, the cancers medicines what you are researching on your lab. So I think tons of money you need to spend for the research scientist, lab test, बहुत कुछ आपको करना पड़ेगा. So for that you have arranged 5 crore rupees. So tell me, guys, this all the researchers expenses what you are spending to find a cure of cancer, 5 crores. Can I adjust against CSR? अरे भाई, I am doing the greatest job of the humanity. Humanity और profit. So guys, law ने ये कहा है, listen to these words, that following shall not be included. So activities undertaken in the pursuance of the normal course of business. Normal course of business means what? Any research or anything what you are spending for business purpose. No matter it looks like it's a charity. The board of directors can say, ultimately, if we are detecting this or we are inventing this, it is going to help the society. So it is nothing but the corporate social responsibility expenses. You can say, but you cannot claim against those 2%. So these 5 crores, according to this sentence, is not coming under what? the CSR activity. But there is an exception. If the same research you are making for corona vaccine or any money you are spending which can fight against COVID 19, whether medicines or any kits, mask making, anything like oxygen plants, anything, then guys, whatever money you spend for the research, it is allowed as CSR. So ultimately, by coming to this amendment in 2021, it was the great relief to all this pharmaceutical company because already they spent a huge amount of money in what? Corona research. And again, you are saying, no, no, that will not be part of the CSR. Again, you have to go for the CSR. So it was double burden, yes or no? So what they have said that up to certain extent, up to certain years, whatever you spent in the corona inventions, all that money will be considered as what? Your CSR, you don't need to separate provision. So look what is written over here. Provided that any company engaged in the research and the development activity of the new vaccine, drugs and medical devices in their normal course of business may undertake research and develop the activity of the new vaccine, drugs and the medical devices related to what? For this financial years 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, subject to the condition that such research and the development activities shall be carried out in collaboration with any of the institutes or the organizations mentioned in Schedule 7. Yeah, so like Bharat Biotech or a lot of Schedule 7 points are given over there. If you are making with some governmental agencies, the government itself is also involved in that. So whatever money you are spending for the COVID-19 inventions, drugs or whatever, that would be part of exception to these things. Exception का मतलब क्या हुआ? Even if it is research activity, ordinary course of business activity, should be considered as business expenses, but no, for here it is CSR. So you don't need to go for the double provision. But एक बात सुनिए आपने, this is allowed only till 31st March 2023. So April 23 onwards, if you are spending this amount, it is not the part of CSR anymore. Only 3 years. I think government is little bit conservative. I think at least they should have been given 5 years maybe. But still, because why I'm saying still the threat of COVID-19 is not compromised. It is still there. Recently, I think we had that wave, right? Somewhere from the Kerala, Karnataka, we detected few cases, and I don't know still we are maintaining the track or not. Because we were maintaining the track and suddenly Lakshadweep and Maldives का झगड़ा आ गया. You know that, right? Lakshadweep versus Maldives, पारस को नहीं पता. मात्र Maldives versus Lakshadweep, धनुष स्पर्श को पता. अरे बहुत बढ़िया केस है भाई. ये फोटो नहीं है, उसके पीछे और भी एक आगे बैकवर्ड स्टोरी. गवर्नमेंट रिसेंटली नहीं आई है वहाँ पर, एंड दैट इज एंटी इंडियन. लेट मी टेल यू, बिकॉज अर्लियर गवर्नमेंट wanted to maintain the friendship with India. अब नई गवर्नमेंट आ गई which is supporting China instead of India. In fact उन्होंने एक ऐसा स्टेप लिया जो उनको नहीं करना चाहिए था. We had army based in Maldives. Almost around 75 soldiers were patrolling over there. As soon as the new government comes on charge, immediately they notified the Indian soldiers that leave it. We don't want to see any Indian soldier on the land of Maldives. ये पोकिंग है या नहीं है? बट इंडिया ने कुछ कहा, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. What Mr. Modi did is Mr. Modi went to Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep, you know, this is the beautiful island around India. और एक अच्छे सा फोटो शूट किया, स्कूबा डाइविंग की, and told Indians that if you're planning to go any island, take Lakshadweep in to priority. Look at these are the images what is taken by him. Wonderful, no? Huh? चाचा बैठे आराम से, you know. So the point is, some of the ministers of the Maldives took it as a threat. So they made some derogatory comments on Mr. Modi. He called him as clown and puppet of Israel, and उन्होंने कहा कि भाई तुम्हारे लोग तो बीच में यूरिनेट करते हैं, हाउ कैन यू मेंटेन द हाइजीन लाइक अस? इफ यू कम टू इंडिया, योर होटल रूम्स आर लिटरली बैडली स्टिंकिंग, आप उस बदबू को कैसे निकालोगे? घमंड की भी एक परिभाषा, एक लिमिट होती है ना। आप घमंड करो, एरोगेंसी की भी क्या होती है? इफ यू वांट टू जस्ट रीड द ट्वीट्स, लेट मी टेल यू बच्चा, आई होप इट्स फाइन इफ आई शोइंग दिस, राइट? देखना। तो थोड़ा मतलब डिस्टर्बिंग है। देखो बेटा कौन कौन से ट्वीट्स इन्होंने डाले। एक तो ये महाशय जिन्होंने ट्वीट डाला था, एक इन्होंने डाला था, ये ट्वीट देखो। What a clown! The puppet of Israel, Mr. Narendra Modi, Narendra Diver with the life jacket. Clown. This is what the language they're using for our Prime Minister. Second, look at this kinds of Zahid Ramiz करके कोई है, तो उन्होंने क्या डाला था? Where is the tweet? हाँ, मिस्टर सिन्हा, नहीं ये नहीं, उससे पहले का एक ट्वीट आया था, वो बताएंगे। यस, लुक एट दिस ट्वीट। मेंबर ऑफ प्रोग्रेसिव पार्टी ऑफ मालदीव्स, सेनेट सिंस जनवरी, यूज पोस्टल 99। ये ठीक है यार, और ट्वीट किधर गया? यस, लुक एट दिस। नहीं, I don't know. This is open in new image. The movie is great, however, the idea of competing with us is delusional. How can they provide the service we offer? How can they be so clean? The permanent smell in the rooms may be the biggest downfall. Now, maybe you're asking what happens after that. There was a trend on the Twitter, Mr. Modi went to Lakshadweep, let's promote the Lakshadweep, let's promote the Lakshadweep. After these three tweets, suddenly new trend started in Twitter, boycott Maldives. In a day, 8,000 hotels bookings cancelled, 2,500 flights cancelled. And 80% of the Maldives economy is based on tourism. Now maybe you're asking what happened next? Maldives government immediately suspended these three ministers. ठीक है, मुझे नहीं बोलना कुछ, उंगलियां मत किया कीजिए, और क्या बोल रहे हैं वो देखिए, ठीक है? All right, let me come back to. I hope you understood this COVID point, right? Okay, so the sports and that is coming. I think this part already I have covered up. And yes, CSR 1 वाला भी आ चुका है, but expenditure वाला I don't want to go into that. उसको आप जाने दो, और वो हमने पढ़ा दिया आप लोगों को कि यानी expenditure what is provisioned but not utilized, then what to do? If it is related to ongoing projects, then what is the provision? If it is not related to ongoing provision, then what to do? So I already explained, and that's all about the entire chapter of the accounts of company, including CSR. But a CSR is not a topic for me; it's the entire chapter. Did you notice it? It took a lot of time, almost around more than 2 hours, to explain this. Earlier I thought I will skip some point, but I thought नहीं यार, I don't want to take a chance because exam में अगर आ गया तो क्या करोगे आप लोग? And in fact, whatever I'm discussing, everything is there in your study material, ICS study material. So whatever is there, we cannot take a chance. Clear? So fantastic, fine. After that, I would like to move towards the another point, and that one is audit and auditor of company. Just want to confirm once, like it is not there in your new auditing, right? तो कंपनी ऑडिटर का कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा आप लोगों को, कंपनी ऑडिटर कैसे होता है? No, it's not there in your syllabus or
No, he said it's removed because you scanned it wrong.
yeah, that is also fine. Because earlier what used to happen is like if I teach early तो सर थोड़ा स्पीड कर देते, अगर सर ने अच्छे वहाँ से पढ़ा लिया तो मेरे को स्पीड मिलता था. So as it is not taught over here, so we have to go in detail. ठीक है? So today we have some time. So what we are doing is like let's see what are the sections we have. तो पहले हम section एक बार देख लेते हैं. So these many sections we are going to learn in audit of the company. It's starting. Look, 138 was the last section in accounts of a company. So audit of the company is the next chapter. So it will start with the which section? अरे बोलो भाई 139. So write down guys 139. ये आपकी सबसे पहली सेक्शन रहेगी. And 139 is talking about the appointment of auditor. Appointment of auditor. That's the first point here. Correct? After 139, we are moving towards the 140. 148 तक. 148. उसमें से दो हम पढ़ चुके हैं ऑलरेडी. ठीक है, मैं कौन से पढ़ चुके हैं वो मैं आपको बताऊंगा. वो हमने शेयर कैपिटल में और जनरल मीटिंग में कवर कर लिया है. Okay, after that we have another one that is nothing but this section 140, which is talking about removal and resignation of auditor. Removal and resignation of auditor. That's the section 140. ठीक है बेटा, यहाँ पे there is no any provision what I can say not important. Every provision is important except few. कौन सी को मैं आपको बताऊंगा. After 140, please put the other section which is talking about 141. 141 deals with 141 deals with right on qualification and disqualification of auditor. Qualification and disqualifications of auditor. After then we are moving towards the 142 and 142 deals with remuneration of auditor. It deals with right on here 142 remuneration of auditor. After then we have 143 which is talking about powers and duties of the auditor. Powers and duties of auditor. After then we have 144 which is talking about auditors cannot perform certain services. Alright, right on here. So it's going like this. That means as being auditor, what services you cannot perform. So we have to learn that. Right on here. 144 auditor not to perform certain services. Not to perform certain services. After then we are moving towards 145, which is talking about special notice in case of removal before tenure. In case of removal before tenure. 146 ड्यूटी ऑफ द ऑडिटर टू अटेंड द जनरल मीटिंग. ये मैंने करवा दिया है भाई, याद आया कुछ? ये हो चुका है. 145 भी हो चुका है. ड्यूटी ऑफ ऑडिटर टू अटेंड जनरल मीटिंग. एंड 140. Wait. Which one you were talking about?
145.
Oh, I'm sorry. Signing. Yes, it's correct. Signing. Because special notice is already covered up in the removal. 140. I'm sorry. My bad. You're right. Signing of audit report.
That the special notice is covered under section 144.
Yes, it is 140. Removal.
Okay.
Because special notice you have to give while you're removing it. Okay? Sorry, my bad. So after then we are moving towards 147, which is nothing but a punishment. In case if you are not following any of the above mentioned provision. And last word we have, but least to discuss, and that is about cost auditor, or rather I would say cost audit. Alright, so this is 148. Talking about cost audit. Alright, so 139 to 148, these many sections we have to go for. Okay, now as usual your question is, everything is fantastically fine, but at the end of the day which are the provisions important from exam point of view? So सबसे ज़्यादा important है वो है 139. So whatever is important, please make it, I would say, green color, just like this. Removal, blue color. Qualification, I would say highly green color, very significant. Remuneration, okay, average you can give like a 3 stars almost around, so that I would like to give as blue. Power and duties, below blue of course. Auditor to not to perform certain services, you can take it like brown. उतना important नहीं है अभी तक, इसको आप रेड दे दो, important ही नहीं है, ठीक है. Duties, I would say duty, sorry, it's not a due. Why did I write like due word here? It's a duty of the auditor to attend the general meeting, just to keep it as like a brown. Good question, but so far not asked. 147, don't do it. Cost audit, don't do it. So ultimately you can see that 139 to 143 good questions. Look, this is there. एक काम करो, उसको थोड़ा bluish बना दो, light blue rather than this. Keep it like this. Important but ठीक है.
So only 139 and 141 are important.
Important नहीं, all blue means what? 3 stars. Somewhere between 3 to 4 stars. These are 5 out of 5. So you cannot avoid this. But on the last moment, if you want to ignore something, go for this 4. But this 144, some chances to be there, even if they have not asked, but I don't want to take. यहाँ से मुझे confidence है कि वो नहीं पूछेंगे. यहाँ पे मुझे लगता है कि शायद पूछ सकते हैं, लेकिन
Only first 6 sections are
they are very important. These two are highly important. These two are just important. That I say. So why the stars and the colors are important? If you want to set the priority in readings, तो आपको पता चलेगा. But I am not saying you should skip anything. ये आप एक बार ब्रीफ में देख लो, ये डिटेल में देख लो, बस इतना भी रखा है. इसमें से एवरी अटेम्प्ट क्वेश्चन आती है, एवरी अटेम्प्ट आती है, क्योंकि इसमें से बनेगी क्वेश्चन मोर देन 20. 139 itself is sufficient enough to create how many? more than 20 questions. Can you imagine? देखो मैं आपको अभी बता दूँ. Appointment of auditor. How to appoint the auditor in normal company in specific class of companies. What is the cooling period and the rotation of the auditor? Third is like, if one auditor is already a partner in other firm has completed its tenure, and the partner is retired from there and come to this another firm, can another firm do the audit of the same company? That is next question. Next question is procedure to appoint first auditor in government company, procedure to appoint first auditor in non-government company, procedure to appoint subsequent auditor in government company, procedure to appoint subsequent auditor in non-government company, procedure to fill the casual vacancy. What is casual vacancy? I will tell you once the point comes. Casual vacancy in case of government company, filling the casual vacancy in case of non-government company. अभी आगे जा सकता हूँ, पनिशमेंट क्या होगी? रोटेशन आई हैव मोर देन 5 to 6 क्वेश्चंस देयर. तो ऐसे गिनते गिनते अपन ऑलमोस्ट 15 के आसपास तो पहुंच गए. Which are the lengthiest provisions? So 139 very lengthy, 141 very lengthy, 143 very lengthy. But in the 143 I will discuss just 1 or 2 points. Remaining is just like the contents. क्या है? Contents. वो आपको थोड़ा कुछ मगल करना पड़ेगा. Just like you see, I told you that what responsibility statement director should put into the board report. So same way, before the certifying, what confirmations auditor will take, whether he has obtained the sufficient evidences or not, whether he has obtained the sufficient information or not. Everything you have to provide there. सब कुछ आपको वहाँ पे बताना पड़ेगा. But are you getting me what I am saying? समझ में आ रही है बात है? पक्का? ठीक है. So with this, should I begin 139 right now? All right. So देखो, once this chapter gets over, उसके बाद हमारे पास members, charge, deposit, debenture, ये 4 छोटे छोटे chapters हैं. वो खत्म कर लो. Except company incorporated outside India, the company law is over. So before I start the company incorporated outside India and FEMA, I wish to start with those 2 remaining business law chapters, interpretation of statutes and GCA. ये फिर भी कर लो कि GCA मिस मत करना, आसानी से दिमाग में नहीं बैठेगा. ठीक है? धनुष, have you ever attended GCA, General Classes Act? No, you have attended inter classes before?
No.
नहीं ना? ठीक है. Got the point what I am saying? To get ready for that. ठीक है? आज के लिए इतना रखते हैं. Next Tuesday you have the unit test of the prospectus. So next Tuesday means tomorrow only. कहाँ next? हाँ, it's a unit test. पता ही नहीं है. रखना है नहीं क्या, मतलब क्या? बट आज मंडे है तो कल ट्यूसडे होना चाहिए, और ट्यूसडे को था, इतना मेरे को मालूम. सो व्हाट इज वेडनेसडे ट्यूसडे एक्चुअली हो एमडीसी ना, सो वी कैन आई थिंक हैव सम टाइम.
Okay, sir.
लेट्स रीड एंड ट्राई टू समथिंग. देखते क्या होता है, कितने लोगों को कितने मार्क्स आते हैं, कुछ तो पता चलेगा आपको.